Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of DREADLOCks. I'm Gunther the Great, and today, first off, let's just really look at this guy's dreadlocks and sheesh, look how perfect they are. Really, they're very clean. But guys, in today's video, this has nothing to do with it. I just seen it on Instagram. Anyway, make sure to go follow DREADLOCks on Instagram. You can follow us and tag us. You can be featured on the page, the channel, and even the website, guys. Make sure to tag us so you can be featured, guys. But in today's video, we're going to be looking at freeform dreadlocks. So something of this nature. These look possibly freeform, but we're going to do something in that regard. Okay, guys, so today's video, like I said, we're going to be looking at some freeform dreadlocks. Freeforms are one of my favorite style of dreadlocks. And many of you guys know that I'm going to be going into a full head of dreadlocks. I'm not exactly sure when, but I'm exploring some options right now. And one of the options that I wanted to do was a full head of freeform dreadlocks. And when it comes to this new set that I'm getting into, I want to stick with it, so I'm just being very precautious and figuring out what I want to actually do. The first set of dreadlocks I had them for almost 5 years, so I want to stick to a commitment around that time frame of being committed. So we'll see. But in today's video, like I said, we're going to be looking at freeform dreadlocks, so make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up and comment down below, what is your favorite style of dreadlocks? Is it straight hair dreadlocks? Is it freeforms? Is it twisted with gel, crochet hook looking dreadlocks? Or what kind, like dyed dreadlocks, not dyed? What is your favorite? And also, if you missed out on the previous video, it is a video of me reacting to straight hair dreadlocks. So I think straight hair dreadlocks are a very interesting subject in itself, and also just really good looking dreadlocks. So make sure to go check out that video as well. But you guys, let's get into this. But real quick, we're just gonna appreciate some people on the page that have some freeform style dreadlocks or just freeforms overall. These are very clean. Sheesh, these are nice. These are some really cool looking, I would say like starter freeforms. Reminds me of Dunate when he had his hair quite short, if you guys know who Dunate is. Like I showed you guys earlier, these are very nice. Back when I was freeforming. And then guys, these are very dope as well. Even though these aren't freeform, these are wicks, and wicks are actually very interesting. I'm actually gonna do a video on that. So stay tuned and let me know down below if you guys are ready for the wicks video. So I'm just gonna search up freeform locks. Let's look it up. I'm just gonna go ahead and follow the hashtag what am I talking about? Alright, so if you guys don't know, freeform dreadlocks are basically dreadlocks that you allow to freely form. That's where it gets its name. So we see right here, these are very thick, and that's typically what you will see with freeform dreadlocks. When your hair is locking up, it'll tend to just keep on thickening up. So as you keep going, if you're neglecting it 100%, it will just continue to thicken up. And these look very cool. Out of all these, I'm gonna rate them from 1 to 5. And my rating is my rating. I want to hear your guys' ratings down below. I'm going to be looking at 5 people today. So this is the first one, and right next to the one, I'll say for me, on these, I feel like they're still very uniform if they are freeform. I'm not sure if these are 100% freeform, but they are pretty uniform. But to be honest, I can actually see that they could possibly be freeform, because when I was actually starting my freeform dreadlocks, this was kind of the way they were going. I can kind of agree with what our dreadlocks are doing right now. So I'll give these a 3.5. I'm looking for something that's like super out of the norm, very unique, which these are pretty unique, and I'm stoked on them. So please guys, comment down below what you guys' ratings are down below as well, so that we can compare my scores versus your scores. And it is a rating from 1 to 5. I think this is very clean, and the thing, like I said, about freeform dreadlocks is you're literally just allowing your hair to freely form, and you guys are looking at these like, dude, I see buildup in her dreadlocks, and guys, that is totally normal. It's completely natural for you to have buildup in your dreadlocks with any style of dreadlocks, freeform, maintained. And I'll tell you this, that freeform dreadlocks tend to be a little bit more clean than people that have maintained dreadlocks, because people with freeforms don't use product. And if they do, they don't use as much because they're not using locking gel, they're not using waxes, and that's just right off the bat. Dang, that sun's coming through just nice in the background. Sheesh, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Hey, that's clean. Alright guys, on to the next one. These look fairly new, and this is what freeform dreadlocks tend to look like in the beginning. We've seen this with Bob Marley, we've seen this with Basquiat, we've seen this with so many people that have had freeform dreadlocks, and they start out pretty singled out, and then eventually they just find friends and they combine and they keep on combining. To be honest, I think eventually with dreadlocks, if you were to leave it going and say your hair grew straight up, it would eventually just become one big dreadlock. And we've seen that with a lot, and we've seen that with a lot of people. Like with The Weeknd, he had like pretty much 2 big dreadlocks, one on the back and then one on the top of his head. And we see that with so many people with freeform dreadlocks. And I'm not saying that your hair is going to just turn into one big clump, but essentially sometimes that's what happens, because all your hair is doing is, even though, like, say if you want to even maintain it, your hair wants to always lock up together with the hair next to it. Unless you're doing maintenance, your hair is going to naturally freeform. Like, say if you didn't comb your hair, it's going to freeform. If you didn't pick it out, if you didn't braid it, if you didn't, run your fingers through it, your hair is going to naturally lock up for any hair type, believe it or not. Obviously with the tighter curl patterns, it's going to lock up quicker, and obviously with the looser curl patterns, it's going to take way longer for it to lock up. I'll give you a quick time frame while we're doing this review. If you have straight hair, say you wanted to freeform your hair, which would be very tough and I don't recommend it, it's probably going to take your hair naturally, I would say probably 2 to 3 years for it to lock up. Now for people with more coarse and curly hair, it can take, like, say if you have a 4C hair type, it can take you literally a month for your hair to freeform at the right length. Say if you had 4 to 6 inches of hair, that stuff's gonna lock up very quickly. So you can see the very big difference. One that takes a couple months and then one that takes a couple years. That's the polar opposites, and everything in between you can kind of find its place. But I'll rate these at a 3.5 again. I want to see something very awesome today, so I'm gonna keep my hopes high. What do you guys think about these down below? Let me know. I'm just gonna find one that's really, these are really dope. Sheesh. Right off the bat, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. One thing I like about these are very diverse. You can see that there's some in the front that are short, some in the back that are long. I like how there's a part down the middle. Very cool, very different. These are really dope. Sometimes I look at these, like, these are dreadlocks that I look at, I'm like, dang, I'm ready to get my dreadlocks already. And one thing that I notice is, like, that really thick one in the back just looks really cool. And one thing that's really cool about freeform dreadlocks is that usually if you pull your hair up and you consistently pull it up that way, it will begin to start forming that way. So say he's been pulling his hair up a lot, then it'll start to form up. And then you're done with it forming that way, then you can start pulling your hair up a different way, and then it'll start forming that way. If you're doing it intentionally, it's not going to be like completely freeform, but that's something that you can keep in mind. I think you should keep in mind with having dreadlocks. I'm going to go and follow this guy. He has some dope dreads. But like I said, with having dreadlocks, even if they are maintained, if you pull your hair up, it's going to want to stay that way. Be careful with always having your hair pulled up into a ponytail or into a bun, because it can potentially lock up. If you haven't seen the video of me maintaining my friend, not Dunate, but his little brother Diddy's dreadlocks, I literally had to rip his hair apart in order to get to his roots, because his hair was so matted together from keeping it in a ponytail so long. So if you keep it in a ponytail, it will eventually start to lock up. But guys, like I said, I gave these a 5 straight off the bat. They are very clean, and these are dread inspiration for me. And they look fairly new. I would say they're about maybe a year or 2 years, maybe a year and a half old. But then again, they're probably even older than that. I'd probably say 2 years. So you guys can see that they were more singled out right here. And then obviously as time goes, they become thicker and go together. That's typically what happens, especially if you allow it to freely form. So that is the third one today, I believe. If not, yeah, I think that is the third one. So let's see what else we got. All right, these are very cool. This is like a 4C hair type, I believe. And I like the discoloration when it comes to the dark hair colors, because it just happens regardless. And I'm sure for him, if his hair were to be short, it would look as if he had dark hair or even a very dark brown hair color. But with sun bleaching, which is basically you being out in the sun and then your hair naturally bleaches itself, that's what's going to happen. It's going to have some discoloration, and overall just looks really cool. One thing I like about very thick and very coarse curl patterns is that when they have freeform dreadlocks, you can literally see all of the dreadlocks inside of each of these congos, or wicks rather, at this point. You can see that there are some congos. You can see those in the back. Congo is essentially 2 or more dreadlocks combined into one. And so what I mean by that is there was at one point those in the back that they were all single dreadlocks, and then eventually they became one. I think congos are just really cool, and in my opinion, like, I like the way congos looked, and that's why I just have such an appreciation for freeform dreadlocks. But in my opinion, for the second to last person today, and also, like, if you guys want to see more of me reacting to freeform dreadlocks, please comment down below if you want to see more. And I'm also going to do other style of dreadlocks reactions. Like I said, I'll give this a 4.5 just because I'm telling you, it's hard for me to judge these low because I love freeform dreadlocks so much. So I'll give these a 4.5. Very clean, very dope. Like I said, please follow me down below as far as rating these. So I want to see your guys' ratings down below as well. All right guys, last one has to be a banger. All right guys, real quick before we get on to the next person, I just want to show you this. This is a Congo for a better explanation. Literally, you see all these dreadlocks coming down and you can see how they connect, and that is a perfect explanation of a Congo right there. But these are the grand finale right here. These are the last freeform dreadlocks. Very clean, very dope. And you see that they have the string in there. This is like dreadlock jewelry. With dreadlock jewelry, I think you can do whatever you would like, and whatever you feel like just looks best. One thing that you notice about these is that they are very pointy at the tip and they get thicker at the bottom. That is another way that it looks when it comes to dreadlocks combining. If the dreadlocks aren't that mature and then they combine, it looks very seamless. But then when it comes to the dreadlocks that are mature and then they combine, then you can see the dreadlock within the dreadlocks and it looks more like a Congo versus just a combine, rather than just a very thick and combined dreadlock. I give these a 5. I don't know, it's hard for me to judge freeform dreadlocks because I'm very biased because I love the way they look. I love dreadlocks in general and I like the way all of them look. They're very unique, and the cool thing about freeforms is that they are extremely unique, because usually if you see this person's dreadlocks, you're not going to see another person who has dreadlocks just like them. I like the way they look. You guys comment down below with all the people that I rated today. Comment down below what you guys think the ratings are. And also, don't forget to go follow DREADLOCks on Instagram. Tag us so you can be featured on the page. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you guys would like to see next. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Sheesh, look at that shot. That's crispy. Whoa.